Okay, so let's start streaming. So which one is this? Is the question. Okay, so we go not going home. Let's go me. Okay. Bro, what you doing? Maybe that's the problem. Short subs history. Okay. I thought I was already here. Oh, okay, so it worked. I think this might be it. Okay. I guess that's it. Let me see. Um, hey, didn't expect anyone to be here. I'm working on getting everything set up, so y'all have to give your boy some grace. I'm getting on top of my consistency, obviously, and trying to get everything under control. Just making sure I got all my settings right and everything, so everything is A1. So it's more of a test stream than anything else. I'm actually going to be discussing this issue that was that Andrew Tate. So I guess I can do like a pre stream. I think someone is here. I don't know. Still trying to figure it out. But anyway, um, if you can hear me, let me know. I'd appreciate that. Type something in the put a one in the chat box if you can hear me. Please, I'd appreciate it because I'm not 100% sure. Let me see. What am I looking for here? If you can hear me, type a one in the chat box. I would appreciate that. I am. Let me see. Okay, I guess that means I'm here by myself then. So we'll take you. Okay. So I don't even need this one. This one goes down. This one goes up. Okay. Testing one, two, three. If you can hear me, let me know that you can hear me. Please, I would appreciate that. Type a one in the chat box if you can hear me. Yeah. So your boy Andrew Tate dropped this video. Well, not necessarily dropped a video, but he made a comment on Twitter. And I used to cut for the dude. The dude is that's a brother. Andrew Tate is a black man. A black the dude got a whole black father. You know what I'm saying? His mother is white, and I'm from what I've heard about the guy, he was raised by his mother and obviously the white side of his family. But for the dude to make a comment like he made, what he said that that Juneteenth is some ratchet N word stuff. And obviously he used the SHIT word. And that part right there just kind of threw me for a loop. How can you possibly, as a black man, demonstrated by the fact that your father, you have a black father, how dare you disrespect him and us as a people as a whole by fixing your mouth to say something crazy, disrespectful like that? And it wasn't the Nigga. He didn't say nigga. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up here. Dude said Nigg hard in the in the in the on the Twitter. Where's this sucker at? God dog it. I know I got it here too. I know for a fact I got it. Cause I just downloaded it. Okay, hold on. Let me. It looks like I'm getting some feedback. Let me fix this feedback right quick. My downloads are okay. Here, yep, here it is right here. Got it. Okay, so let me blow this up. Bring this down. This is crazy. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Yes, I do. Okay, let me see. Hold on. Let me get this. Close this other stuff out. Let me close that out. And so I didn't get the. How's the volume? Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. So let me see if I can get this in here. Get this in here. Y'all give me a second here because I'm still figuring this out. Okay, I got it now. Okay, now if you take a look here, come on, look what this dude said. This is the this is the chat. This is what this guy said on Twitter X. He said Juneteenth isn't a real holiday. It's ratchet, and you see that R right there, Nigger, bullcorn, and Andrew Tate. So I'm like, bro, are you serious? This is the part that really doesn't make good sense to me whatsoever. How are you as a black man, bro? You a whole black man. How are you as a black man? Not only that, check this out, y'all. The dude actually identified himself on multiple occasions as being a black man. Oh, my father was black. He played chess, and he's a well-renowned chess player, etc. And that that's cool. To give your pops his props for being a great chess player and all that. But how dare you disrespect our people, my beautiful black people? Say, baby, I got to jump back and kiss myself. I love being black. I don't know about the rest of y'all. I don't care if you're dark skinned, light skinned, or whatever it is. But to be black is a blessing. So, I appreciate it. And I embrace my culture. We do have some ratchet parts of it. But in general, as a whole, black people are a proud, strong, productive, progressive people. And when I use the word progressive, I mean that we move forward perpetually. Is something like perpetual motion. We continuously move forward despite our circumstances. Y'all see what's going on right now to where they've been having these attacks that we've been experiencing by way of these immigrants that's been coming in, and y'all know who I'm talking about. And they come in and they just doing the most. They feel entitled to stuff that we didn't work for. We actually built this country. We built this country for free. This country was built off of the backs of black people for free. Mexicans come, they get paid. Everybody else come, they get a check. Y'all get paid. Y'all got cars, places to live, ain't paying no bills because it's given to you free. But us, the ones that are from here, the original, the OG triple, we actually built this country for free. Not to mention, some of our children, our babies, were fed to alligators, used as alligator bait because alligator skin has always been a rarity, and white dudes was getting killed in the process of trying to catch and kill the alligators for the skin. A lot of y'all didn't know that. They don't want to talk about this because these are some of the horrible atrocities that were committed against our people as a result of white greed. Like, come on, man. Build you some traps or something, homeboy. You used babies, African babies. Yeah. Don't take my word, please. Look it up. I've done the work. I've done the research. So that's why that's why some of the things that these people feel empowered to and protected, excuse me, to say is so ridiculous to me. I'm like, man, are you serious, bro? Like, really? Y'all doing the most. So for Andrew, not to mention this cat over there in Romania and a couple other countries has already experienced racism himself. It's when it's convenient. I'm a black man. My dad is black. Yeah. As long as it's convenient. That's just like these females and these fake Christians. Anytime it benefits them, oh, I'm a Christian. No, man. Going to church don't make you no Christian, homie. Believe that. The word of God say what it say. So it's like a lot of these folks doing this, doing the most out there freestyling, that's not gonna get you nowhere, man, and it's not gonna get you nothing. Not with God. It's supposed to be a struggle. I seen this one video about this dude that was a homosexual. What'd he say? I don't like men's no more. Poor fella. Men's. That's funny to me. But hey, that's part of our culture. Some folks talk like that. But it comes from white folks, as been demonstrated. The whole Ebonics thing comes from white people in its origin, from its inceptions. Everything that we have since we've been here, we've incorporated it into our culture as a result of basic survival and communications. And you, in order to survive, you must be able to communicate. So, I mean, it's just so much. There are so many different layers that need to be peeled back in order to gain a proper understanding of where we are, how we got here, and where we're going. But one thing I will say that I'm happy about is that with these levels of egregious disrespect for our people, all it's doing is driving us together as a people, as a whole. Do y'all remember when we had the big kickoff in Alabama, when all of the black folks? I made a pretty decent video about that too, I believe. But that was right around the time that I pretty much stopped uploading videos, because now I was making the transition into streaming. Anyway, here's my point. When we galvanized to protect that brother that was being attacked by that group of white thug hoodlums, man, I'm telling y'all, hey, black people stand up. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of business on that. And that's what I'm talking about, because that's who we are. This false narrative talking about, oh, black people don't stick together and black people, man, that's a lie from the pits of hell. I'm in H-Town, Texas, homeboy. H-Town, Texas, Houston, Texas, for those of y'all that don't know. We deep up in here. This is us, every day, all day. How would we be able to function as a city if black people didn't stick together? We got black garbage men, a lot, I don't know. I've seen so many black police. I'm beginning to think that maybe at least half of them, if not more, are black. When I go outside of my neighborhood, 98, I say I'll be generous. Let's just say a minimum, worst case scenario, at least 95% of everybody around me in all directions, Wakanda, baby, look just like me. Which is the reason why I moved here in the first place, because I want to be surrounded by my people. I feel more comfortable around my people. Do we have dope fiends here and there, walking up and down the street, pushing baskets, stealing stuff? Yeah, man, but I was a hustler for a lot of years before I gave my life to Christ and started really living like he said live. And but it's so I'm used to it. I love seeing my people. I don't care if it's dope fiends or little mamas with hoochie shorts or old school cats posted up under the tree. How many of y'all know got a corner in your hood where it's a bunch of old men and they get to drinking and barbecuing on the weekends, playing blues and doing their thing, and black folks barbecuing in their front yard and having little get-togethers? Man, I go outside at any time of the day or the night and it's going down. I love that, because that is the essence, the very essence of our culture as a whole. I love being black, baby. Man, say we live. Then think about this. It is our culture that has imbued, and for those of y'all who are not familiar with the word imbued, it just basically means saturate or to permeate. Imbued the world, the culture of the planet on a global scale, and intertwined itself to where it's been incorporated into every other culture on planet Earth. You got Asian cats dancing better than some of us dance, than a lot of us, and they be hitting it. So to be embarrassed or humiliated, oh, I'm too dark, or that's light skin stuff. Man, when I hear these ignorant cliches, it frustrates me, man. I'm like, bro, it's a lack of intelligence People who make these statements are not very intelligent. They're not very aware of the psychological ramifications that our words have when we say them. One thing about your words, once they're said, they're said. You can't get them back. So, being careful how we treat people, being careful how we speak to one another are intrinsic parts of who we are. We really need to pay close attention to how we treat people. People may forget what you say, but people may forget what you do. But they will never forget how you made them feel. People do not forget how you make them feel. So it's very important for us, it's incumbent on us to be very sensitive and circumspect of how we're treating and speaking to each other. Black people stick together in a major way. I got an old school cat in my hood named Mr. George. He's old school. I think he's in a hospital now. I went and checked. He wasn't out yet, but I went and checked on him a couple of times. And he a cool brother. He been here since the 70s. I think he came from California or somewhere else. Anyway, check this out. He told me when he first got here in the 70s, man, bro, he told me everything was 100% black. And we're talking like for miles in all directions. Black plumbers, electricians, carpenters, yardmen, we built it, masoners. We built, when I say that we really did build this country. We built it for free first. And then after slavery, we began to get paid. So when somebody else come in talking about, oh, we're building the country. Nah, bro. Y'all getting paid. Yeah, you doing so now, but you getting paid to do so. So miss me with all that. I'm pro-black to the fullest. Soul brother number one, soul brother for real, till I'm in the grave, homeboy. I stand on that and I'm going to die on it too. Believe that. Because I don't believe, how is it that everybody else, they can have the Hispanic this and the Latin this and the Caucasian that and the Asian American this. But as soon as black people stand up and say, soon as we stand up and say, we have the black this or the Black National Institute of African this or the Black Chamber of Commerce or anything that we stand for and stand on that is in support of us and who we are, if it's black, it's bad. They don't want us to have nothing. We can't own no real estate. You know why? Let me take that back. Yeah, we can own real estate, but let me check this. Let me explain something to you. Follow those. How are you being oppressed? Boy, I can't stand them idiots. Watch, one day I'm gonna be in front of a bunch of cameras and I'm gonna bust it down the way it's supposed to go. Here's what systematic racism is, and you can look it up. Don't take my word. Please do your own research. Black people with great credit, 700s, 800s, go into certain banks and attempt to get loans to purchase real estate, and what happens? They get denied. They get denied anyway. Why? Because of the color of their skin. Because they don't want to empower us because they fear us. That's all that is. They scared. I don't know why they so scared. What you scared of? Ain't nobody thinking about you, man. We doing us. But that's part of what's going on in the psyche. And that's how they've been affected in their psyche. They're so afraid. Genetic predisposition has caused them to be perpetually afraid. It's a generational thing. Kind of like generational curses, generational blessings. Well, that's something called generational fear. So if your perceived enemy becomes financially enabled, you have reason to fear. Do you not? Why? Because now your enemy, or who you perceive to be your enemy, has now leveled the playing field. And that's created a problem for you. So now you scared. Why are you scared? Because of what your ancestors has done to his ancestors, and because of the daily racial profiling, murders of innocent black people all over the place, and y'all continuously getting away with it. Eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth. When you go kill them, don't kill. Let me take that back, because I don't want nobody to kill nobody. But what I'm saying, let me rephrase this. If, hypothetically speaking, a crooked cop um, deletes one of us and one of us goes back specifically to him or his son or his daughter and deletes them, then they start understanding. That's when it's not the innocent folk, not the innocent white folk, because it's a bunch of good people out there in general. Good people across the board, whatever ethnicity they may have. So don't attack them because that's what make them hate us. But when you go to the source, the one who took your people out, the one who took your daughter or your son or your relative out, that's when you start getting some act right, baby. And that's how we get act right. When we galvanize, when we move in unison, when we move in unison as one, that's when we're able to get progress. That's when we're able to get some act right. But as long as it's just each one of us out here individually by ourselves, then we facing an uphill battle. It's going to take all of us moving together as one. And speaking of which, I actually got a little something coming up. Matter of fact, let me turn this off. I didn't even know this is on. My bad. I got a little something coming up. God dang it, I need to set that up too. I got a little something coming up that that I'm planning on getting set up for those of us that are in the community, the black community, that are staunch supporters of the black community and that are not scared to stand on business as it relates to the black community. Because there's too many cowards out there. It's like they get in these positions of power and then they cower under the pressure of, what's the word I'm looking for? Under the pressure of interacting with other people. Gosh, what is the word I'm looking for? Somebody help me in the chat. Gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not, I'm not looking for conformity. Confrontation. That's what it is. Excuse me, you guys. But yeah, confrontation. So anytime my ex, she a youngster. She's 26, finna be 27, right? Anytime we had an issue and I tried to bring it to her attention, she would just crumble under pressure. I'm like, look, shawty, me and you not gonna be able to do nothing, man, if every time I bring an issue to you, you panic and break down. So I gave her a chance. I explained the situation to her. I gave her another chance. I had to explain the situation to her again, but she just couldn't handle it psychologically. So I had to let her go. You're fired. Your services are no longer needed. You're now terminated. So that being said, and besides, I can't be having no sex anyway. I really just, honestly, let me tell you all the truth. I really just fell off with her for like about a week, and I had to get back on, and I knew I wasn't supposed to anyway. Longest I made it without sex was 2.5 years, right at 2 years and 4 months. But then I fell off the horse, got back on, made it for another year. So I fell off recently once, and I'm back on the horse. That's why I got to get a wife. One day, I just have a very low tolerance level. I'm not finna keep telling you the same thing over and over. I don't go through arguments. You know, a lot of people get in arguments and, oh, well, you B-word, and they cussing each other out and hitting below the belt. That's not what relationships are supposed to be about. I don't get on like that. I'm not finna call you out your name. I'm not finna raise my hand, my voice at you. I'm sure not finna put my hands on you and hit you. That's crazy. But what I will do is give you your walking papers, because it's not that serious. Do you have any idea how many options that we have as black men? And I'm not talking about others like white chicks and, you know, whatever else. I wish I would. I was a monster to my son's mother and to every other black woman that I've ever been in a relationship with. And I've never really been in an intentional relationship. Now, fast forward that I'm actually a good guy, I'm still a monster, but I got the monster under control now. I wasn't able to have him under control. I've done my due diligence, and it literally took an act of God. So now that I submit myself to God and follow God, He's the one that has me under control. So, and this is just as far as my sexual desires and my tolerance level, my aggression, all of that. God has that under control. So I've capitulated to him because he is who he say he is. And he can do everything he say he can do. That's my dude. I rock with him. That's the triple OG triple, for real, for real. So it's only within that context that a woman is supposed to submit to a man. Because if the man ain't being led by someone smarter than him, then how is a woman going to follow a man and submit to a man when he's not being led? He has to be led. Every man should be led by someone smarter and that also has wisdom that's beyond his wisdom, so that he can properly lead himself and so that he can properly lead his woman and his family. I'm led by God. Not only am I led by God, but I have like 4, 5, or 6 different mentors. One of them being my pastor, my immediate pastor, one of them being one of my old pastors, etc. So it's a consistent, contiguous theme where you have to be in actual contact with someone that knows more than you. If you're the smartest one in the room or the smartest one in your group of friends, you need to be in another group. Everyone that you allow into your sphere of influence will influence you one of 2 ways, either positively or negatively. So we should choose our friends like we choose our fruit. Why do I use fruit? It's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Because fruit has a short shelf life. If you leave an apple out, it'll almost instantly, within a matter of minutes, begin to oxidize. And the oxidation process is the atrophy process. What it does is it wears down to ruin or chaos. It becomes antiquated. It loses its texture and its freshness. So that's the same thing with people. If you don't choose wisely who you hanging around, all you got to do is observe someone else's behavior. If you're a good woman and you hanging around with females that's in the club, but you want a husband, hey, look, man, you can't. That's not how that go. You got to practice. You will go to college. You will go to school. You'll graduate. A1, all A's, excellent. Then you'll go find you some ratchet homegirls. They're going to influence you to be a ratchet hood rat. Why? Because that's what they do. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. It's not rocket science, baby. Look, man, all you got to do is pay attention. And if you pay attention, you'll be able to go far in life. Pay attention, take notes, and make progress after you implement those notes that you've taken. You just got to pay attention, man. Slide back and observe. That's what I do. I don't do a whole bunch of talking with folks. Like when I'm out and about, I'm very reserved. I'm going to mind my business. I'm going to stay out the way, and I'm going to play my position. And I'm going to move in such a way to where I'm intentional. That way, I preclude any unfortunate situations of drama or any unexpected situations of drama. I obviate potential dramatic situations. And if you're not aware of the definition of obviate, OBVIATE basically means to anticipate and prevent. So when you anticipate drama or any kind of madness as a result of the way that you move and observe your surroundings, you'll go far in life and you'll avoid a lot of unnecessary headaches. And that's what's happening nowadays, is that people are not doing the due diligence. I tell my son when I be chopping it up with him, It's like, look, man, you got to watch very closely who you hang around. My son is like me. We chop it up. He cool people, man. He'll come bring the kids over sometime, the grandkids, and we'll chop it up and hang out and have fun and all that. But I let him know. I give him the game because that's my job. My son is player too. Yeah, he's supposed to be, baby, because he like his pops, and I'm player. I don't take no mess, but I don't intentionally go out seeking it either. I mind my business. I'm a humble guy. I like to just leave me alone and let me do what I do. Let me stay in my lane and get out the way and stay out the way. But if you push me and you keep pushing me and you keep pushing me, I'm very forgiving and I let a lot slide, but I'm passive aggressive. There's going to come a point where it's going to become obvious, conspicuous, that you think it's something weak about me. So since you think it's something weak about me, I'm going to show you. Since you want to really find out so bad, all I can do is show you. I'm going to give you what you're looking for. If that's really what you want, all right, no problem. I'm going to give you what you're looking for. But the problem with that is that you're going to be in a hospital. And that's not what I want because I don't like being that dude. So the best way to get along is to leave folks alone that mind their own business because you are setting yourself up to crash out. We got too many cowards, too many emotional dudes that are raised by single mothers. Nothing bad on the single mothers, but that's the whole point of my channel. My channel is about families. I'm not a woman basher, and I'm sure not a man basher. I love us as a people. This is about us. You know what? When I first launched my channel, that's around the time that Kevin Samuels was out. So it was all pretty much like the woman, the women, the women, the women, the women. And if you look at the majority of my videos, that's kind of the same time that I'm going to be on. The women did this, the women did that. But say, bro, it take two to tango. Every day, all day. So we have to be mindful in incorporating the mirror. And I say incorporate the mirror because if that's a part of maturity, to be strong enough and honest with yourself enough to take accountability of where you are and what you're doing and what your actions are that were participant in the outcomes that were produced as a result of your actions. Your actions plus her actions that were not well thought out produced a certain result. And if that result is not making you happy, then there's a problem. And the problem is 100% the person in the mirror. It's the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror. If your life does not look like what you want it to look like, guess who the problem is? Someone has ruined your life. Guess who it is? You. Let me tell y'all something. I ruined my life. I made all of the wrong decisions. And you know when I really fell off and started doing bad, I ain't really told this to nobody. But I fell off and really started doing bad after I stopped reading as much as I used to read. I used to read a lot. I used to take my son, we'll go to Walmart or Barnes and Nobles, and we was always picking up books. And anytime I had him, when his mama was letting me hang out with him, that's the reason why we have some semblance of a relationship right now, is because when he was small, I will give her this much credit that she did for time take the effort, the initiative to make sure that me and my son had time, spent time together. I don't know what happened after a point, but for some reason she just stopped. But as a result of that, of him seeing my character and knowing who I am and how I move, to this day, now he's a grown man, we live. We got a lot, and we're building on the relationship that his mother robbed us of. So for all of those trash mamas out there that think you a good, I'm a good mom, no, dog, you don't get to deprive my son his father and then claim that you're a good mom. It's one thing if a dude is a deadbeat and he trash, he ain't doing nothing, don't want nothing, he's abusive to his son, does drugs around his son, exposes his son to dangerous situations, etc. All right, that's one thing. I'm with you on that. No child should be uh, exposed to situations like that because it's dangerous, and that's a demonstration of being apathetic. You can't possibly care for your son or your daughter if you allow them in willingly allow them into a dangerous situation. But I love my children and I love mine's hard. Believe that. But when you have mamas that are hurt, those women, I know how I'll get back at him. I'll I'll not let him have a relationship with his son or with his child. And then check this out. You gonna create the problem. And again, it's a two-way street, but it doesn't apply to me because I love my son and I put forth the effort on mine. I do my part. So how dare you, and I made a video about this too on my channel. How dare you have the audacity to call me a deadbeat dad or a sperm donor when you are the one that's preventing me from having a relationship with my son? Are you kidding me? Like, what kind of idiot are you to create the environment for the problem? Therefore, we have a problem that is conducive to the result that we're getting directly and immediately. So guess who the problem is? Huh? Hello? Hello? Anyone? Anyone? Yeah. The problem is not the father. The problem is you, the mother. Now, for those guys that really are deadbeats, or I was too young to be a child, or to be a father, or I don't know how to be say, homeboy, pick up a book and read. Go find someone, get a mentor and ask them some questions. Hey, man, I don't know how to be a dad. I want to be a dad. I want to be a good dad. And, I just don't know. I didn't have a dad to learn from, so I'm trying to be a good father to my son. I don't want to leave my son or my daughter stuck out like that. It's not rocket science. It's called humility. Humble yourself. No one person knows everything. I'm a pretty well-versed individual because I've read almost 400 books, probably more by now. I don't know. But still, I don't know everything. I got a lot to learn. As a matter of fact, the more that I've learned, one thing that's been consistent, I've learned just how little I actually know. And that's one thing that's going to be consistent as we live and grow and continue to educate ourselves. Education is the demarcation between success and poverty. And this does not necessarily have to be isolated to financially. I mean, your quality of life. I'm happy right now, bro. I'm living my best life. Me and my son is cool. We chop it up, man, and I'm good. I'm on my purpose. Every day I get to wake up and do what I love doing. And I have a close relationship with Jesus Christ. And I'm chilling, man. I'm good. I ain't doing no tripping. I got food in the refrigerator. My bills are paid. I got a little bit of money in the bank. I got a couple of vehicles outside. I'm straight. Could I be doing better? Of course I can. We could always be doing better. But the thing is that when you fail to acknowledge, recognize, and appreciate where you are, this is how this creates a problem, because you become thrusted into the cycle of the desire to acquire. And these things, my friend, are what causes us to not be present in the moment and really enjoy life. And that's where you miss the essence of life. I read this book, one of the books that I read. It's called Slowing Down to the Speed of Life. And it was basically just about being focused on the here and now. Excuse me. And that was one of the things about it, man, just really being focused on right here and right now. Going back to my original topic, because this is really just like a precursor. This is an impromptu video when I was just testing. So, hey, I'll get back in later. I may even do church a little bit later. Anyway, when we're absence in the moment, we're not able to make or take full advantage of the moment. So we miss out on things, which is why it's so important for us to be present in the moment with our children and grandchildren and great grandchildren, etc. So this is the stage that I'm at right now. I'm learning more and I'm growing every day because I'm a student of life and I love learning. I love information and I love people, good people. I'm working on the bad people. God say to pray for my enemies. He didn't say I had to like them. He said I had to love them, but I can love you from a distance. And you know, it's just about really focusing on who you are, what you got going on, appreciating yourself for who you are, your culture. Still can't believe Andrew did this. He's said many good things. I used to be a staunch supporter of Andrew Tate, but since he turned his back on his people, I got no respect for your homeboy. I have zero respect for any black man that turns his back on his own people. That's insane to me. After all that our ancestors have been through, you have the audacity to not only turn your back on your own people, but disrespect your people. Man, you got psychological problems that run deep. You have real psychological problems that run deep when you're willing to abdicate your culture. For what? What do you gain by abdicating your culture? You intentionally make the attempt to relinquish your connection to your own people, where you come from. Now, mind you, the dude then got into legal situations because he's black. Yeah, he light-skinned. And what? It's just a mess out there, man. It's a mess in the world. And we got a lot of work to do on us, but I still love my people. I still love my culture. I wish I would. I don't mess with white women. I don't mess with no other woman except my beautiful sisters. Have I before in the past when I was young? Yeah, I dibbled and dabbled. I can count them on one hand, homie. For real. I ain't never been that dude. Ever. Except for when I was young. Except for when I was. But yeah, man, I dibbled and dabbled. And that experience is what taught me stay away. You know why? Because all they got to do is, oh, the big black man, he took it from me. He forced me. Now, bro, it's bad enough that any woman can say that anyway, including our women. Boy, let it be a white chick or a mess. I wish I would. Nah. And the way I look at it is from all the dirt that I've done to the women that I've had in my life, I've had a couple of good ones that didn't deserve it. Although I've told all of them from Jump Street, look, I do not do relationships. Let's get that understood right now. Don't try to change me. I'm not going to change. I do not do relationships. My whole entire life, believe me or not, has been like this. I don't want a girlfriend. I don't do girlfriends. Let's get that understand because I don't want you to think that I'm trying to take advantage of you. But what do? They still end up trying to change me and try to be my woman. One was successful. She know who she is. She abba dooba gabba. She know who she is. She know who she is. And we were together for about 6 years. But I went to jail. And then I ended up going to the penitentiary because of some stupid mistakes that I made. You see, they call that they call that accountability. I made. And until we're willing to be accountable for our own actions and take the necessary steps and the due diligence to rectify the mess that we made, we perpetuate the situation from one state to another. Why? Because we're not willing to acknowledge that there's a problem in the first place. I've been fixing mine. And by the end of this year, hopefully next year sometime, I'm going to be on a whole different path. No more criminal record, none of that. I'm going to be straight. And then I'm going to continue to make progress because I'm a progress-related guy. That's how I live. That's how I live my life. Progress is everything is my cliche. One of my cliches. I always ask myself, what are you, the reason why I'm doing this video right now is because of my self-discipline. I ask myself, what are you supposed to be doing right now? I got a lot of other things accomplished. So then I ask myself, what are 3 things that you can do right now to move you further in the direction toward accomplishing your goal? And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Testing, because this is actually, I know I got my the thumbnail up, etc., but this is really not the official video, which is the reason why I'm like all over the place. But this is more of an impromptu to test my equipment to make sure everything, my lighting and everything, that you guys can hear me. And I'm just testing right now. That's all this is. Even though I have the thumbnail up, I'm just really testing. That's why I'm just got on my little t-shirt, because normally I have on my jacket and I'm good. I got my hair done and everything. But since it was a couple of people in, I just figured, I just start talking. And if anyone has any questions about anything, by all means, type it in the chat and I'll answer them. But it's about being accountable for our actions. I messed up my life when I was a young cat because I didn't have a father to give me the direction and the guidance. I had uncles and aunties, and I even had a grandpa, so I grew up around a lot of men, so that's great. And I'm really grateful for that, which is part of the reason why I'm a man's man. I ain't just a man, I'm a man's man. You got a lot of these dudes that's feminine around here, running around here. My son, he a man's man. He get a little weak behind females sometimes, but I think he done toughened up as a direct result of the conversations that me and him has had. Like, look, son, you can't be weak and soft behind these brows just because they cute. And what? My ex is bad. And what? Yeah, she got that water and that wati-gati and that fire. And a cute face is only the introduction to, hello, my name is Tony. That's it. That's all that gets you. Everything else, you're going to have to mash the gas on who you are. What else do you bring to this relationship besides your box and your looks? If you have personality and character, bet we can make something rock out. And I can say the same thing for men. Don't be no feminine dude. Don't think that the relationship is all about you and your money. Well, I bring my money to the table for this woman, so she got to do everything. No, dog. That's not how that go. Sometimes your woman going to be a little tired, especially if y'all got kids. So what you do is because she's your wife and God's word says to love your woman as you love your own flesh. I don't want my own flesh to be just exacerbated and exhausted past the point of confusion. Like, now, look out, baby. I see because I study my woman that you've had a hard day. I got you. Go and chill, baby girl. I got you. Here, I got your bath water ready for you. Look out for your gal. That's your woman. That's your wife. Take care of her. Make sure that she's straight. These are the things that we're supposed to do. These are the things that are conducive to a healthy relationship, although that's a different video. But you got too many people that are not doing the work. Too many people, men and women, who are not accountable. You have to be accountable for what you do and what your role is in the problem that's the result of your actions. So, going back to the whole Andrew Tate thing, I don't know what's going on with dude, but dude is a mess. And I don't care how much money I get, Bugattis, wouldn't even drive nothing like that anyway. I just don't care about stuff like that. That's more of an attachment to stuff, things. And people are more important than money. People, to me, are more important than things, which is the reason why God created people, which is the reason why it's so requisite for us to establish a relationship with Jesus Christ and live the lifestyle of obedience by way of his strength, which is the Holy Spirit that lives within us, as opposed to our own efforts. But instead, our own efforts work in concert with the Holy Spirit so that we can resist the devil and so that he can flee, as his word says. I think I'm gonna do church a little bit later. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna officially. I may change the thumbnail on this because this is like a random video. So I'm probably definitely gonna change the thumbnail on this. But I'm not sure who you are that's rocking with me, but I do think that you can hear me because let me check my volume. Check my volume. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can hear myself. So yeah, I'm assuming that you can hear me as well. Hit the like button, whoever you are. Gosh, you know what, man? That's what I need to do. Yeah, hit the like button. I'm gonna make a little thing that says hit the like button. But anyway, yeah, man. I'm almost at an hour. I've been running my mouth. I hope whoever you are, I hope you've learned a little something because that's my job. My job is to share what little bit of information that I've learned in my lifetime. And like I tell my little partner that work at HEB, I call him Dread, but I don't want to say his name unless he cool with that. Anyway, each one teach one. Each one, and that's an old school saying that came from probably the 70s. No, not the 70s, the 60s, I'm thinking. And the 60s or the 70s, somewhere around in that area, by our predecessors. Each one of us that knows a little something should teach the next one who doesn't know. We should always be more than willing to share what bit of information that we've acquired and accumulated throughout our lives. No man is an island. We'll never be successful in accomplishing anything measurable or worthwhile if we're not willing to teach and share what we've learned with our counterparts as well as our co-parts. Men should be teaching men and helping them to increase and improve, and women should be doing the same thing. And anyone who knows anything, share the information. I want to see my people up. Look, I'm headed up. It's only one way that my life is going to turn out. Extremely successful, or I will die in the process of achieving said extreme success. I will not tolerate or accept anything less. All my money that I get right now goes back into my businesses. I don't drive a fantastic car right now. I ain't dressed in no, what you call that, the designer. I don't even, look, dog, I go to City Trends and buy me a $10 shirt and some $10 pants with no problem. I'm good. I don't care nothing about that. Long as my bills are paid, I got food in the icebox, and I got a couple of vehicles to drive and a little bit of money in the bank, I'm straight, man. I don't care nothing about that. That's these crazy folks out there. If you got the money, the excess to burn, to throw away, even if I did have it, and when I do get it, because I'm in the process of acquiring, and I will most definitely, I wish I would go burn it in a strip club, make it rain, make it rain. Make it rain for what? You want to make it rain, homeboy? Tell you what you do. Make it rain on your kinfolk that has a sound idea, an idea for a business that he wanted to study, that he wanted to launch. Make it rain on him or her. Make it rain on your kinfolk. Make it rain on your children. Make it rain on their accounts, their savings accounts for the future. Are you planning for their future? Make it rain on that. You got 30 or 40 stacks to just drop. That's fine. I'm not mad at you. By all means, do your thing, homie. But make it count. When I was about to get out the penitentiary, I ran into this guy. We were both in like the last stages. We was like getting ready to walk out the door. And I ran into this dude. I don't remember the guy's name, but I do remember what he said. He had this look of intense, not desperation, but intense determination. And I asked him if he was all right. I was like, "You all right, homie?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm good, homie. I just can't wait to get out in the world." I'm like, what's going on? It's like, man, I'm gonna make it count. I'm gonna make every minute count. I never forgot that. That brother was serious. I was like, yeah, for real. I'm with you on that, homie. I'm with you on that, bro. I'm gonna make mine count too. And since I've been out, that's exactly what I've been doing. I don't mess with it. I'm not just sleeping around with a whole bunch of females again, like I was back in the gap, running through females and running through females and running through females for the sake of running, because I can. I'm pretty Tony and rah rah. No, man. Yeah, that's cool. Look, just because you can do something don't mean that you should. That's all I'm saying. Let's say that let's say that somebody that's weaker than you, physically weaker than you, same sex. So let's say two men. One guy, big swole guy, got a bunch of muscles, and a little skinny guy, right? Let's say they get into a disagreement about something. Should the big swole guy beat up the skinny guy just because they disagree? Or just because the big swole guy can't get his way? No. Why? Because it's not morally right. You don't get no points for beating up a weaker dude. No one gets points for that. What you do get points for is humbling yourself and move in a way that is where you respect him to the same level as he was 230 pounds solid muscle. Give him that same level of respect, even if he's a midget. Why? Because you respect yourself. Why? Because you don't fear anyone, big or small, except for God. That's how you're supposed to move. So I got love and respect for everybody. The only people I don't have respect for are racists. Oh my gosh. And even to a degree, I respect them to being, and here's how. To the degree that at least they're willing to let you know that this is who they are. I appreciate that and I respect that. Rather than you have some guy that's moving in your face, but the whole time they hate you. Surreptitiously doing things to prevent your progress. To compromise your progress. So yeah. I can get real ugly when the time comes. For me and my family, oh yeah, say homeboy, I'm gonna put these mule kickers on you. And if you talking about pistols, I don't want no smoke. I'm gonna leave the gunplay alone. Cause you talking guns, okay then, I'm a civilian. I ain't in the streets no more. So you know what the civilians do? Hello, officer. I'm gonna put them police so far in your life. Yeah, bro. What I look like? I wish I would. What, kill you? For what? Now, if it's a me or you thing, and you at my home or you approaching my person, I ain't got no other choice but to pull that thing out and pop you. But just on GP and you try to, no, man, that's stupid. Oh, you scary. Oh, you a coward. Now, bro. You scared because you had to go to a weapon. You the coward. You don't want to come face these mule kickers. And see, that's how that plays out. That's how that plays out. You got to be a man's man, and a man's man is going to stand on business regardless. Win, lose, or draw, homie. If you get your behind whooped because you don't have what it takes to defeat this other guy, cool. I can accept a loss. Have I won every fight I've been in? No, but I won most of them. And that's the thing. You learn as you fight. You know what I'm saying? You learn, you get better. I've definitely got better. I've learned a few things. So yeah, I'm pretty decent. I ain't the baddest dude in the world, but I can handle myself with no problem. However big, I don't care how many weights you lift, what planet you come from, or whatever it is that you talking about, homie. But again, I don't want no smoke. Who goes around looking for smoke? Except for an idiot or someone who's severely depressed. Anyway, I was already trying to wrap up a minute ago, but I didn't. I get to running my yapple. I got a lot to say, man. Look, I'm writing a book, and I'm finna write a whole bunch of books, and that's gonna come in a different form, but I'll reveal that later. That's on something else, like on my music side. So as that presents itself, I'll let y'all know on that. But yeah, man, this is just again an impromptu video, so I'll let y'all go because I got other work to do. I'm hoping that everybody could hear me. So, whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna try to make this a more frequent. I'm gonna be doing more frequent lives, like every day, is what I'm working toward. So, we'll see. Bear with me. Anyway, whoever you are, I see you. You've been rocking it out with me for the whole hour. I appreciate you. I don't know if you subscribed, but I would appreciate it if you did subscribe. I can use it. Trying to break my first 1,000. I still have it. But yeah, man. Other than that, look, man. I'll see you later on. Maybe I'll see you later on today. I don't know. Till then, peace and progress to you, baby. Thanks for hanging out with your boy. Peace out.